On this edition of the Mets Prospect Profiles, we're going to talk about one of the up-and-coming starting pitchers in the Mets organization. Let's go. And welcome back to New York Sports WickerMedia. I'm Wa2K99. Thank you as always for taking the time to watch these videos. If you enjoy what you're watching, a like and a subscribe are very much appreciated. If you're brand new, if you're returning, welcome back. All right, so let's talk a little bit about a starting pitcher prospect for the New York Mets. He is currently the number 12 ranked prospect in the New York Mets system, but I think he is on his way up. It is right-handed pitcher Dominic Hamel. Dominic Hamel is 6'2", 205 pounds, a little bit older than a lot of prospects. He turns 24 this March. He was drafted back in the third round of the 2021 draft, 81st overall. Now, let's take a look at his story. Hamel came to the Mets after a very successful college career at Dallas Baptist University. Now, Dallas Baptist is a program that's known for its analytics and scientific breakdown of players. They're really admired as one of those programs that's really at the forefront of scientific analysis, and Dominic Hamel is one of the results of that program. And with the Mets being a program that is focused very much on analytics, more so than they were before, it seems like a pretty natural fit. So after finishing his college career, Hamel started in 2022. He pitched in both Low A, St Lucie, and High A, Brooklyn, New York. And check this out. He earned the organization's Minor League Pitcher of the Year award. Pretty good award to win, especially on your first season. So with St Lucie, he started by pitching to a 5-2 record, a 3.84 ERA, and that was over the course of 13 starts and 1 relief appearance. Now in 119 innings total, he posted a 10-3 record. His ERA was 3.25, allowed just 83 hits. That's about 6.3 hits per 9 innings pitched. He walked 54 and struck out 145. It's about 11 strikeouts per 9 innings. Pretty good. I'll tell you one thing that really impressed me, and I think this is why he may have won the Pitcher of the Year award. His ERA at Brooklyn, the higher level, was over a full run better than it was in St. Lucie. His ERA in Brooklyn was 2.59, and as we've told you, his ERA in St. Lucie was 3.84. He was also named South Atlantic League Pitcher of the Month for September in Brooklyn. Didn't even allow a single home run in Brooklyn. I like hearing that. Keeping the ball in the ballpark. You could deal with a ground ball hit here, something like that, a fluky hit here and there. But when you're not giving up the long ball, boy, oh boy, that gives you such a much better chance to succeed as a minor league pitcher. So as a pitcher, here is what Dominic Hamel tends to do. He throws from a 3/4 arm slot, so kind of right around this angle. He's got a long action through the back. He's got that drop and drive off the mound with a low release point, a little bit like how Tom Seaver liked to pitch, at least in terms of his motion. Now, I'm not saying these mechanics necessarily affect his control negatively, but here's the thing. His command does come and go from time to time based on how different pitches of his are moving. So here's the key stat to remember. Dominic Hamel led all Mets minor league pitchers in strikeouts last year, but he also led them in the most walks. So that is something that he has to overcome. That's probably his biggest hurdle, are those free passes. Hamel has a 4-pitch mix. It's led by his fastball that sits in the mid-90s, 93 to 94 miles per hour. He'll get it up to 96 if he absolutely has to. Now he has 3 secondary pitches as well, headlined by his slider with a spin rate that would rank among probably the top 25 in the major leagues right now. This ball moves. We talked about Seth Lugo back when he was a Met being the king of spin rate with his curveball. Well, Hamel can do the exact same thing with his slider. The pitch sits in the low 80s, about 82, 83 miles an hour. It's not only got a lot of lateral movement, but it drops. That sharp, down and away slider to right-handed hitters that a lot of them struggle with, Hamel throws that pitch. Now, it needs to be harnessed because the ball moves so much. Now, he's got a curveball that's kind of average right now. It flashes a little bit here and there. His changeup is what's lagging. So hopefully he can come up with that third pitch, because unless you have like lights out stuff, you really need 3 pitches, in my opinion, to be a solid starting pitcher in the major leagues. So what about Dominic Hamel going forward? What does he look like? Well, this is going to be a big test for him the 2023 season. You can really make the argument at this point he is now either the best or second best pitching prospect in the Mets system, especially with Matt Allen injured for the foreseeable future. You know what? This is his time to make a jump. I think he starts in... I'm going back and forth on this one. I could see him starting in Brooklyn, but I could see him starting in Binghamton. You know, the big question, like we said, is his command. If he could harness his command, I think you're looking at a very good middle of the rotation type of starter. And I'll tell you what, if he figures out his command, I think there's a chance, especially with him being 24, you might see him in AAA Syracuse before the year is out. So those are my thoughts on Dominic Hamel. Hey, let me know your thoughts. Where do you think he might start the season? How high are you on Hamel? I'd love to get your thoughts. Thanks, everybody, for watching. I'll see you back here with more content once I'm back in the Wicker Chair.